What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, at the time that I'm recording this video, it is Monday, August 2nd, and it is actually the day before my grandfather's birthday, which is pretty insane. It is currently 8 p.m. right now. No spoilers as to what happened on Raw moments ago. No spoilers. But the reason why I'm filming this video now is because of that. It's my grandfather's birthday tomorrow, and I'm sure, and I know that there's gonna be a lot of shit that needs to be taken care of tomorrow. So it's gonna be a hectic day tomorrow. So by the time you guys see this, it will be Tuesday. But for this video, it is all about the last of the new cards for coming out of Dawn of Majesty, including which are basically all of the World Premier cards. Yes, there are quite a few World Premier cards, so I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm just gonna get straight into it. And on Saturday, I'm going to be revealing the full set list of Dawn of Majesty, as well as talk about the next Duelist pack, or I guess the next Legendary Duelist set, which will be coming out in the OCG. I'll be talking about that as well in Saturday's special video. So I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get straight into the video. First up, we have Baby Mud Dragon, which is a 1-star Dark Dragon Tuner, which has 0 attack and 200 defense. If this card you control is used as single material, you can treat it as a non-tuner. Yeah, that's just broken on its own. If this card is sent to the grave as synchro material, you can declare one type or attribute, then target one synchro monster you control. It becomes the declared type or type or attribute until the end of the turn. So with this, if you go into let's say the Mud Dragon Synchro, you can make that monster, you can make that synchro become a dark monster, and you can easily use it to go into Dragosaido's Corrupted Nether Soul Dragon, because you guys forget that synchro is a dragon, so you can actually use it as material to summon Dragosaidos, which can give you a second attack during the battle phase, which is really good. That effect right there. Just that second effect right there, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Next up, we have Rattan. The Heavenly General. It's a Link 3 Earth Warrior. Yes, Link. With 2200 attack, and its links are upper left, bottom right. Yeah. So upper left, bottom right, and it requires 2 or more monsters with the same type. So it could be 3 warriors, it could be 3 fiends, it could be literally anything. Once per turn during the standby phase, you can target one face-up monster this card points to. Special summon a level 4 or lower monster with the same type as that monster from your hand to your zone this card points to. At the start of the battle phase, you can target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. You can only use this effect once per turn. So with the first effect, if you're running this in, like, I'll say a fiend based deck, basically, you can just summon a fiend from your hand right off the bat. Just right off the bat, go into a rank 4 play, do whatever. But the second effect is absolutely nuts, because at the start of your battle phase, you can target a card your opponent controls and destroy it. Meaning, you can target any card that your opponent has on the field, which you can target your opponent's field spell if you wanted to. You can target one of your opponent's back row, which could be a problem for your deck if you want, or if you were that bold, you can even target one of your opponent's monsters on board, which could be anything. It could be Appaloosa, it could be literally anything. But the only downside is that of the hand traps. That's like the only issue right there. So gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Next up we have Knights and Administrator. I don't know what the hell. I'm literally looking at the artwork, and I have to say it actually looks kind of cool. It actually looks kind of cool. It's a 6-star light spellcaster synchro with 2300 attack and 1400 defense, and requires 1 Knights and Sorcerer and a non-tuner, and at least 1 or more non-tuner monsters. If this card is special summon, or if another spellcaster monster or monsters is special summon to your field, you can target 1 card your opponent controls, banish it. Basically, it's a call by the grave. It's a call by the grave with legs. Simple. Simple enough. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card and its owner's monster zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target a level 4 or lower spellcaster in your grave, special summon it. You can only use this effect once per turn. So not only is it a call by the grave with legs, but it's also a monster reborn with legs as well. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But the only thing is that you would need to continuously have to you would have to continuously summon, or rather special summon spellcasters from your hand to graveyard. However you summon them, you have to constantly do that. You know, summon them in order to get the call by the grave effect. That's like the only downside. That's like one of the biggest locks of that card. But still it's a pretty good it's a pretty good card. Being able to remove some of your opponent's problematic cards from their graveyard is incredible. You can target an Ash Blossom, you can target a Ghost Ogre, a Effect Veiler. You can even also target Sky Striker Ray, Rose, Kagari, any card out there. Next up we have, what in the hell? Pazazul? Oh, Pazazul. I believe it's how it's pronounced. It's a 1-star Dark Fiend Pendulum with 500 attack and defense, and it has a pendulum skill of 1. Its pendulum effect says once per turn you can target 1 card in your other pendulum zone. This card's pendulum skill becomes the level of that pendulum monster card until the end of the turn. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except by pendulum summon. Its monster effect says pendulum summons of your monsters cannot be negated. Wow, that's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. Being able to lock your opponent from activating any of the solemns or a bottomless or whatever, that is actually not too bad. Not too bad. I've heard that, I know that this is a brand new card, so we've never seen this card before. But I've heard rumors that this card is actually really good with DDDs because of the fact that DDDs are Dark Fiends. This card could actually do well with that deck. That's actually pretty cool. And then the last card for this for this one anyway, for this link anyway, we have Triple D, Different Dimension Derby. It is a normal trap, and it says if you control a face-up monster that was ritual summoned using a normal monster, or was fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summoned using a normal monster as material, you can target 1 card in the field, banish it. That doesn't make any sense. It's basically Call by the Grave. You might as well. It's a much more weaker version of Call by the Grave. You might as well just play Called on its own. Just right. You might as well. You might as well. Now for the rest of the other World Premier cards, or I guess the new, or I guess or I guess the other cards. One of the Sue ships normal monsters has like a really long ass name. So I don't know the name of it. Gunkin Sue ships, I believe is the name. I'm not so sure, but it says, its flavor text says says, finally got to visit that harbor specializing in Gunkin sous ships that I've been curious about for a while. The premium Shari here is limited to 2,000 sous ships a year and uses special developed smooth and rice, giving it extra boldness not found anywhere else. The classy atmosphere made my heart sing too. The Gunkin sous ship served had a perfect balance of vinegar, Nigiri. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even gonna pronounce it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Nigeria. I'm just gonna say it's that. Shine and shape, demonstrating exquisite artisanship. The owner told me, quote, "We are introducing rich yet mellow scented Edo front red vinegar in the near future, which I'm really looking forward to. However, I was disappointed. The surrounding seas were a little noisy, so giving it 4 stars with hope for improvements in the future." Yeah, that's quite the flavor text. That is quite the flavor text. But if you really want to see a flavor text, we have Clavkiss, the Magic Key Sky Blaster, which is a dark attribute 4-star warrior normal monster with 1900 attack and defense. How often do you see a vanilla monster that has 1900 attack in 2021? We're getting a vanilla that has 1900 attack. That's what 2021. This isn't 2004. This isn't what 2003, 2004. This is not that. I'm just saying. But its flavor text says everyone is full of possibilities. Even you do. Everything you do moving forward, stopping, closing, opening, is all in your hands. There are many doors in this world to open. To open them requires the magic key. 2 keys and 1 door. 2 wills and 1 body. Once the doors are open, the worlds will be connected and the great power revealed. Yeah, I don't have to say anything else about that one. Next up, we actually have we have a brand new archetype called Bee Trooper. I'm not so sure if I talked about this in any of my videos, but I'm just gonna talk about it right now in this video. There's actually a few cards. There's actually quite a few cards to talk about. So I'm just gonna go straight into it. First up, we have Bee Trooper Scout Buggy, which is a 3-star wind insect type, which is a 3-star wind insect with 1000 attack and 300 defense. You cannot special summon monsters except insect monsters. If this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon a Bee Trooper Scout Buggy from your hand, deck, or grave. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it's kind of like so it has an effect similar to Nimble Mamanga, where if you don't know, once it's flipped up and I believe destroyed, you get to summon 2 more Nimble Mamangas from your deck straight to your field, and when they're destroyed, you gain like I think it's like you gain 1,000 life points or something like that. But still, it's a pretty cool effect. That's a pretty cool effect. Next up, we have Bee Trooper Scale Bomber, 3-star fire insect, 1200 attack, 2000 defense. If an insect, monster, or monsters is normal or special summon to your field, except during the damage type, you can special summon this card from your hand. So it has a Sidra effect. So basically, you could go normal summon the buggy, activate the effect, summon another one, trigger the effect of Scale Bomber, special summon him to the field in defense, and use its second effect, which says when a monster your opponent controls activates its effect as a quick effect, you contribute 1 insect monster, destroy it. You can only use each effect once per turn. So basically, this is like a trap hole. Basically, the effect is like a trap hole, so to speak. Next up, we have Bee Trooper Sting Lancer, 7-star wind insect, 2400 attack, 1800 defense. During the main phase, as a quick effect, you can target 1 insect monster in your graveyard and 1 monster in your opponent's grave. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, place the targeted monsters on the bottom of the decks. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Bee Trooper spell attack from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So it's a pretty cool effect. Being able to being able to add any B Trooper spell or trap from your deck to your hand right off the bat is really, really good. Especially given the fact that you can add the field spell, which is B Trooper Formation, or even the trap card, which is B Trooper Fly and Sing, which I'll talk about here in a second. But that's a pretty good effect. That's a really good effect. It's basically a Rhoda for spells and traps. Not only that, but being able to add one of your cards, one of your insects back into the bottom of the deck is really good, because if you activate a card that forces you to shuffle your deck, that one card can be on top of the deck, and you can just use it again, which could very may well be Scout Buggy, or even also Scale Bomber, or even a second Sting Lancer for all we know. Anything is possible with that card. Now moving on to the 2 Link monsters that are in this archetype, we have B Trooper Armor Horn 2, which is a Earth attribute Link 2 insect with 1000 attack, and its links are top and bottom. And it requires 2 insect monsters. You cannot special summon monsters except insect monsters. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolve normal summon 1 insect monster. So basically, with this effect, it has an effect similar to Nathun the Starlight, but the only difference is that you can't normal summon twice. That's the only downside. If this card is in your grave, you can banish 3 other insect monsters from your grave special summon this card, but banish them when it leaves the field. That is like the only downside. If this was an effect monster that had levels, you would be able to bypass it by using it as Xyz material. But unfortunately, that is not the case. I think if there was a way to bypass it, I would probably have to say use it as I would probably say activate Compulse. Use a card like Compulsory Evacuation Device. Jump this card back into the extra deck and then resummon it, so you wouldn't have to buy it. So you would be bypassing that banish effect. That's like the only thing. That would be like the only thing. I'm not so sure. Next up we have Giant B Trooper Invincible Atlas. It's a Link 4. It's a Link 4 Earth insect with 3000 attack. So I believe this is the boss monster. Which its links are top, bottom left, bottom left, bottom right, and requires 2 or more insect monsters. When this Link Summon card has 3000 or less attack, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. Also, it cannot be assured by your opponent's card effects. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else about that except, holy shit. That much attack, and it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Yeah, that's pretty broken. Pretty broken. You cannot special summon monsters except insect monsters. You contribute 1 insect monster, then activate one of these effects. Special summon 1 B Trooper from your deck. This card gains 2000 attack until the end of the turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. Wow. Giving you 5000 attack? Yes please. Don't have to say anything more. I'm not saying anything more about it. Just too broken. That card is too broken. I mean, come on. Being able to not only is it a protection, but you're basically locked out of summoning any other types of monsters except insects, which doesn't matter because your whole deck is going to be full of insects anyway. And being able to just automatically special summon a monster from a B Trooper monster from your deck, or giving this card 2000 extra attack, making it a 5000 beat stick, is absolutely insane. And you can only use that effect once per turn. It's a once per turn. Crazy. Which is crazy. But if you think that's crazy, the field spell, I'm looking at the effect, and it's pretty crazy. B Trooper Formation, which is their field spell. You can target one B Trooper monster in your grave, special summon it, but it cannot attack this turn. Also, you lose life points equal to its original attack. If a face-up insect monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one B Trooper token, which is a 3-star Earth insect with 1,000 attack and defense. You can only use each effect once per turn. You can use the token to summon Link monsters. If this was a Cybers deck, you could use it to summon Firewall Dragon. Yeah. This deck is going to be the bane of pretty much everybody's existence if the deck is built correctly. If the deck is built correctly, once we get more support for them, the deck is just going to be broken right off the bat. Next up, we have B Trooper Fly Insane, which is a counter trap, and you know when it comes to counter traps, yeah, it's going to be a Solemn Judgment. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a B Trooper monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Basically Solemn Judgment. During your end phase, if this card is in your grave and you control an insect monster with 3,000 or more attack, you can banish an insect monster from your grave. Set this card. You can only use one B Trooper Fly Insane effect per turn, and only once that turn. This card is nuts. Being able to just recycle it back to the field is crazy. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. With that being said, I believe we have a new card here. I think I had already talked about it. I don't know what its effect is. I'm gonna see if I can get a better look at it. And it looks like I might be able to get a better look at it. So we have Albert the Jester of Despia, which is a 4-star Dark Fairy with 1,800 attack and 0 defense. Let me try and read off its effect because the way that the photo was taken looks so weird. Or you know what? I have a better idea. I can go on Nexus. Let me... Here we are. There we go. Now I'm actually able to read the effect. So it's a 4-star Dark Fairy with 1,800 attack, 0 defense. If this card is no more special summon, you can add one Despia spell or trap from your deck to your hand. If a face-up fusion monster you control is destroyed by battle or leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, while this card is in your grave, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls, special summon this card, and if you do, negate the targeted monster's effect until the end of the turn. You can only use one Albert Jester of Despia per turn, and only once that turn. Wow! Again, it's its own like Solemn Judgment basically, which is really good. That is a really good effect. Absolutely broken. And truth be told, the Despia archetype has everything to do with the Albaz archetype, which is pretty cool. And now for the last of the imports, we have Trickstar Festival. Yes, Trickstars are actually getting support, crazy enough. Hang on, guys. But yeah, Trickstars are getting new support. Crazy enough, they are getting new support. We have Trickstar Festival, which is a normal spell. Special summon 2 Trickstar tokens, Fairy Light, 1 star, 0 attack, 0 defense. If a Trickstar monster or monsters you control that was supposed to summon from the extra deck would be destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can banish this card from your grave instead. You cannot normal special summon monsters the turn you activate this card, except Trickstar monsters. You can only activate this card once per turn. Basically, again, it's its own version of like Return of the Dragon Lords, where if it's in the grave, and one of your monsters is being targeted by battle or by card effect, you can banish this card, and it protects. And your cards are basically protected. That's actually really good. Really good. Next up, we have Arrive in Light. I believe this is Arrive in Miracle was the one was its original name, which was for the Stardust archetype. And I think I had talked about this, but for those who don't remember what the card does, it's a continuous spell, and it says when this card is activated, place one level 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck on top of your deck. Neither player can return Stardust Dragon or a single monster that specifically lists Stardust Dragon in its text from the field to the extra deck. If a single monster or monster is a special summon, except during the damage step, you can apply one of the following effects, but you cannot apply that same effect of Arrive in Light again this turn. Draw one card, special summon a tuner from your hand. So, I actually did some extensive test playing with this card in Cyber Dragons. This card's just not that good. I realize the card isn't that good. I do plan on doing a update. I plan on doing yet another update of the deck once we get the new Cyber Dark support. I don't know if it'll work, but it's worth a shot. Next up, we have Link Apple. Yeah, Link Apple. I don't know who the hell came up with these names, but they are losing their damn minds. It's a 1-star fire Cyberse, 0 attack and defense. You can reveal this card in your hand. Banish face up 1 random face down card from your extra deck. Then special summon this card if the banished card was a Link monster. Otherwise discard this card. If you do draw 1 card, you can only use this effect once per turn. So basically, it's just another way for you to just draw a card right off the bat. Don't have to say anything else about it. Next up, we have 2 Toads with 1 Sting. Oh god, has everything to do with frogs. It's an equip spell that says, activate this card by targeting a monster in your opponent's grave. Special summon it to your opponent's field, but negate its effects. Also equip it with this card. When this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. Plain and simple. The equipped monster cannot attack or be targeted for an attack. If this card is sent to the grave, because the equipped monster was used as material for a fusion, synchro, exceed, or link summon, you can take control of that summoned monster. You can only activate this card once per turn. So basically, it's like a snatch steal, basically. Basically, what this does is you monster reborn your opponent's monster to their field. You equip this card to it, and if it's sent to the graveyard, and if that monster was used as a fusion, synchro, exceed, or link material, you can take control of that particular monster. So if it's a fusion, you take control of it. Synchro, exceeds, or link, you take control of it. Plain and simple. It's basically a snatch steal, but without the 1,000-point gain. I believe in this one we have 1, 2, 3 more cards left in this video. Next up, we have High Ritual Art, which is a ritual spell. This card can be used to ritual summon any ritual monster from your deck. You must also tribute normal monsters from your hand whose total level equals the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Shuffle that ritual monster into the deck during your opponent's end phase. You can only activate 1 High Ritual Art per turn. It's kind of a risky card, but the best part is that you're not locked out of the battle phase. So that's actually really good. But another downside to it is that you have to shuffle the ritual monster back into the deck during your opponent's end phase. So it is unfortunate, but that's actually a pretty good effect. But there's no point. You might as well just play some of the other ritual spells that would work better than this card. Next up we have Shinobi Insect Haga Kuremino, which is a 2-star wind insect link with 1,000 attack, and its links are top, left, and bottom, and it requires 2 monsters with different names. While this card points to a monster or monsters, your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. If a monster or monsters this card points to is destroyed by battle or card effects, you can special summon a level 4 or lower insect from your hand or grave, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay, so with this, you can easily bypass the banish effect. Use it as Xyz material. Use it as Xyz material. Detach that one monster. It's now in the graveyard. You don't have to banish it. No, nothing. Similar to Galactic Spiral Dragon, where you can bypass the banish effect to use it by using it as Xyz material. Easy. And then last but not least, we have Goki finishing move. Gokis are getting support. How long has it been now? About, what, 3 years now? I think it's been about 3 years. It's been about that long. Target one Goki Link monster you control. It gains attack equal to its Link rating times 1,000 until the end of this turn. Also, if it attacks a defense position monster this turn, inflict piercing damage to your opponent. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot declare attacks except with Goki monsters. You can only activate this card once per turn. Wow. Wow. I don't even have to say anything else about this card except why? Why are we getting support for Gokis after all this time? This card could have been released like in what? I said what? Maybe Cybernetic Horizon maybe? Maybe I don't know, Dark Neostorm maybe? Why now? I don't even know. But still, it's a pretty cool card. Being able to just give one of your Goki Link monsters an additional 1,000 times its Link rating, absolutely incredible. It can go up to what? I think 8,000 if I remember correctly? Yeah, it can literally go up to 8,000 depending on its Link rating, but still it's a pretty cool effect, but I'm not going to say anything else about it. It's just pretty weird, I would say. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Question of the day: what are your guys' thoughts on Dawn of Majesty, and which support are you guys looking forward to the most? And that is going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments below the question of the day. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel. You guys want more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos, which gets posted every Tuesday. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. If you guys have family you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.